All right, guys, I've been asking you to submit questions in the comments. Let me know what I should be talking about, any advice you might need, anything you might want to know about the music industry, blah, 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 blah. All right, this one is from Chris G, 2214. I have a band in Northern Virginia. We're just starting out. I'm wondering what kind of advice you would have for a band starting in the last year. If you're starting a band right now in 2024 or 2025, congratulations, you're a maniac. It's very hard to be in a band and try to, make it these days with price of expenses going up and the saturation of so much music being uploaded every day and trying to get to a place where you can actually play shows and do the thing. But being in a band myself for a long time, I think it's rad. So if I was gonna start a band right now, here's some things that I would do. Find great players with great attitudes who are down for the long haul. There's a hard life, it gets dark a lot. The last thing you need is people with bad attitudes just pulling you down. Everyone needs to share the vision and be ready for anything. Ready to quit their jobs, ready to be broke for a long time. There is no security in this business. That's partly why it's exciting, honestly. When you start a band and you hit the road, you're doing something that a lot of people wish they could do. Too scared of being broke, not having stability, even missing their girlfriend's birthday. All right, so you found people. Now you're like, all right, what are we gonna sound like? What are we gonna play? You gotta figure out your sound, but be true to yourself. From experience, I'll say that if you can help it, try to focus on one genre, one sound. Flavors are fine. Everybody's got a flavor, but bouncing around doing different types of music can really fragment your audience and it confuses the algorithm. We live in an algorithm world, so maybe you put out a country song, people think you're a country artist. Oh, let me go listen to this. And then you're like, you also love metal, so the next single's some big metal track. Then you're like, I really like new wave though too, and then you got a new wave song. Then you're like this weird new metal wave country band because I like all kinds of music, and it's just fucking weird. It confuses people and it can be detrimental to your growth. I'm not saying you can't build an audience around a hybrid sound, beach rock, but it's just gonna take longer. Trust me, I know. I've been trying to do this for 30 years. Industry people have been telling me for years to pick a sound and lean into it. If you maintain that consistency, you're more likely to catch on quicker because people know what they're getting when they want to go listen to your band. Sometimes I wish I just would have copied all the West Coast Cali reggae bands and became a millionaire in my 30s, but I didn't want to do that because I love that sound and I love those bands, but it's just not all me, you know what I mean? I think people respect authenticity, but when industry people are telling you that, the punk rock kid in me doesn't want to hear it. So I want to play cool beach vibes tunes, but I also want to rip the stage apart like Billy Joe Armstrong. And having become more popular over the years for our laid back songs, we do mix it up live. I do get a little bummed out when I see a chick vibing out to us in the crowd. She's got her purse and her White Claw, and she's wearing a dress, singing Walk Away. And then the very next song, she dies in the pit during the breakdown to Riddle with Bullets. I just know she's not coming back next time. In my mind, I did pick a sound and I did lean into it. It just takes longer to break through, build an audience, and I have to be okay with that because that's what I chose. All right, so we got a band, we figured out our sound. Now it's time to make some music. Now we gotta record, we gotta get in the studio, man. Record and release music as soon as possible. 4 to 5 songs, drop them every 4 to 6 weeks to poke the algorithm. Then eventually you drop a full album, but leaking those singles over the year is much more useful in grabbing people's attention along the way. Create vertical videos around the different parts of the songs for TikTok, IG, Facebook Reels. I'm talking verse, chorus, bridges, and any interesting parts like shreddy guitar solos or really cool drum intros. Something to catch people's attention, Admittedly, I've been really bad with this. I don't make enough musical content for my band songs as I should, but I know that and I understand it. And knowing you're fucking up, it's half the battle. So with all these videos you're doing, you want to change your backdrop. Don't always shoot in the same place because you're going to put it on the platforms. People are going to see it on their feed and oh, I already saw that. And they're going to swipe right by it because they've already seen the same aesthetic, Change it up. Change your clothes. Got to make multiple videos for the same song. Post them every day. Don't worry about overposting. These platforms nowadays make you pay for really good reach. These algorithms are very picky with what they push. So post away. The best part is you don't need an expensive camera like this to make this content. Just use your phone. Shoot it, put it into CapCut, apply some stylish captions, and start posting. All right, so we started the band. We figured out our sound. We crafted and recorded the best possible songs that we could. We made a bunch of video content around the releases, Now we gotta start playing shows. My band started out playing house parties. Our first gig was at my high school, actually. Then we moved to house parties, talent shows, little bars on open mic night. And after doing enough of that and kind of making some noise locally, we eventually secured some weekly residencies in some local bars to do the dreaded and often brutal 4-hour bar set. But you do enough of them and hopefully your band is tight and your songs are cool. We started bringing people out and packing these places up. Started getting calls and messages on MySpace from other bars and stuff in the area that wanted to bring us in. Next, you gotta get out of town. You gotta start hitting up bands like similar to your sound in other cities so you can get in front of their crowd and open up for them. And then you bring them to your town and have them open up for you. And you sort of create that buddy system. And you can do that with multiple cities, multiple bands. And that's how you start growing outward. It's called a gig swap. Gig swap. Gig swap. All the while, you're cold calling and emailing venues that you want to get into. You're promising to sell tickets. Some places you gotta play for free. Get all your friends to show up and make all the owners happy. Make them want to book you again. It starts to snowball, and after a while, you'll be playing clubs. All right, after you start playing shows, you gotta get good at branding, man. Get good at branding. Create a name for your super fans. Make a Facebook group or have one of the fans make a Facebook group that's centered around the band and the fans. Create a simple logo that as soon as people see it, they're gonna know it's you. Something fucking iconic. Merch. You gotta create merch. We all need merch, man. You gotta have stuff for your fans to wear, man. T-shirts, hats, and then we got posters, flags, all these things for them to represent at other shows or around town, things like that. Get some billboarding going on, some free promo there. At my band shows, on the rare occasions that I actually get to go to shows, I see my friends' bands' shirts and hats all the time. Genres have like large communities, especially the subgenres. They have large communities of like-minded people. In the American reggae rock scene, for example, I see all the same people going to all the shows. And it's a beautiful thing, honestly. What's next? Oh, we gotta find a manager and an agent, right? We need a team. Look, man, managers and agents will find you. That's the best way I can say it. If you're making enough noise, they're gonna come to you. Having a team is a great thing when everybody is doing their job and not just sitting there collecting money, paying the rent. Unfortunately, I've been there a couple times where it feels like the band is doing all the hard work, generating all the business. We're just paying people to send some emails out or something. I don't want to get into it. My advice here is to not hire anyone outside the band until you start to grow out of handling things on your own. Though I would suggest hiring a merch person. Hire a merch person to sell at your shows. Merch is how you survive on the road. And you need someone there the whole time. I did say this in a previous video, but it's cool when the band wants to help out and, okay, I'll do merch tonight. That's fine and all, but just bring somebody out. Just pay somebody money to come out, give them a small cut to give them incentive to sell, and you're gonna make a lot more money that way. And with touring expenses being what they are, you gotta have a merch person. But otherwise, use the money that you make to put back into marketing. Not somebody who's gonna update your ticket links every now and then. When things do start to get overwhelming, hopefully this means you're finally in a place where you'll have these industry people hitting you up. That said, reaching out is okay. Don't chase anyone down to, please manage my band, please manage my band. If they're interested, they'll come to you. And also, hiring someone that doesn't really like your band, there's a red flag anyway. You don't want that person. You don't want somebody involved that isn't excited. I've done this a long time, and trust me, people will take your money if you give it to them. Be smart, this is a business. Stay independent. If you have the patience, if and when things start popping, you'll own everything. You'll get all the money minus fees here and there for your team and your distributor. But from what I can tell these days, most labels aren't really gonna put in the work. They don't develop artists anymore. They don't know how to break an artist anymore. They sign the artist they found from a TikTok song and they say, all right, just do that again, put it on TikTok and we'll see how it goes. It's like, why do I need to pay you for that? Why am I giving you a cut for that? If you're getting a label's attention, chances are you have a great song and a great vibe, but that just means you're on the right track. Stay the course, stick with it. Don't waste it on paying deep industry percentages and then trying to get on a tour bus when you make $1,000 a show. I should probably talk about that at some point. It's very expensive to be on a tour bus. And one last thing about labels, I'm not saying that you should ignore them altogether. If some labels start coming around, have the conversation. See what they can do for you. What can they offer you? What can they do for you? But just remember that this is a financial decision. This is a business decision, and you don't want to be stuck for years or even forever just paying all your money to some label that really didn't do anything for you. I have some stories. I'm making a video about that soon too. Well, I hope that helps. If you're starting a band today, you're a crazy son of a bitch. You love pain, and I respect it. Now get out there and go play Freebird for 10 drunk assholes at a dive bar on a Tuesday night. If you enjoyed this video, if you found this video helpful or just entertaining, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, hit that bell so you know when I upload a video or go live. It all helps the channel. It tells YouTube that you like my stuff and it'll push it out to more people. We'll get some more attention to the channel. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Check out my band Ballyhoo. We're hitting the Midwest next week and we're about to announce our 2025 West Coast Winter Tour. Don't stop creating. We'll see you on the next one.
And all the stories of my life that I've shared, making connections and I'm cracking the code. Been working all of our lives.